I'm giving away some $5, $10, $25, $50, and $100 gift certificates for services, for packages, for whatever you want to use it on, for products too, whatever you want to use it on. But you need to either have already booked an appointment with me and come into the studio for your appointment, or see me virtually, and I will go ahead and give you a gift card for you to use on a future session or for products. Hi, it's Francisca. Welcome to your December end of year tarot reading. So this year, there has been so many unexpected things that have happened in my life, which got me to thinking, what unexpected things are happening in your life or have happened in your life? And are there any open loops that need to be closed? Also, how can you use your energy to best serve you throughout the end of this year and going into next year? So I originally wanted to share 3 different tarot spreads with you. But as I got to thinking about it, I was like, it's an end of year reading. And for those of you who have been with me for a while, you know that I do an end of year reading every December. So I thought, why not let it be a comprehensive end of year reading? Might be a little bit of a longer reading because we have 7, that's 10, 7 cards for you for your reading in this spread. So I'll share that spread with you. It'll be on the blog. If you're part of my newsletter, there'll be a link in the newsletter, but there'll also be a link in the description box below. As usual, I do have 3 stones for you to choose from. This time around, I'm using Carnelian Agate or Carnelian Agate. I like to say Agate. It's the Mexican in me that really likes to say Agate. But it is Carnelian Agate. Look at how beautiful that Carnelian Agate is. Okay, so this is really good for energy, courage, endurance, grounding, motivation, really good for moving stuck energy, really good for the root and sacral chakra. For the second reading, I'm using amazonite, really great stone for the heart and throat chakra. It's got a little bit of blue in there, the heart and throat chakra. A really great stone to help with love, trust, clarity, integrity, and dispelling negative energy. For the third reading, one of my favorite stones, I know I say this about a lot of the crystals, but Peacock ore is by far one of my favorites because it has all of my favorite colors in there. It's got like these purples and teals. Also has some gold, like this one has a really beautiful gold back there in that stone. But Peacock ore is really great transformational stone, really great for feelings of joy and happiness. Rebirthing and transformation. This is a beautiful stone to have. It helps to balance all of your chakras and helps to align it helps to align your thoughts and your emotions together. So we're going to get into the readings because these are 7 card readings here that we have. And so if you know which reading is yours, you can go ahead and skip to the reading. You can click on the description box below. Sometimes I also put the reading timestamps in the comments as well. Or you can sit through all of the readings. I know some of you guys do that. And I have a couple of viewers here that will listen to all of them and see which area of life a reading applies to. So maybe it's career, maybe it's family, maybe it's love, maybe it's creativity. You know, we have so many different areas of our life. One of the things that I love about tarot spreads is that you can really ask the tarot anything or your oracle cards anything. And if you're not sure that tarot is right for you, you can also just journal with these questions because really they're open-ended questions that I'm asking to the tarot, which I believe spirit, universe, God, source, all that is, our loved ones, our ancestors can give us answers that are really coming from our subconscious. So these are really like I use tarot as a processing tool versus using tarot as a fortune telling tool. Sometimes it will tell us fortunes. Like last month, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a reading that said, you know, take care of yourself or you're going to get sick. Well, I'm the one that got sick, which doesn't really happen for me. I usually don't get sick, but That's why I took more time off than I had planned on taking off. So for you guys that were waiting for that integrative breathwork meditation video, that is coming out. I do have it ready, or almost ready, which is why I didn't release it, because it's like 80% ready. There's some editing stuff that needs to go along with it, and I didn't have a chance to do that because I got sick and had to rest and integrate, right? The very thing that I was talking about. I love how spirit does that to us, and not all the time, but sometimes I love how spirit does that. The thing that we're talking about, the thing that we have in our mind, the energy that we're putting out is the energy that usually comes back to us, and sometimes not in the way that we think. But spirit knows what it's doing, and we know what we're doing by following our intuition, by trusting ourselves, by listening to that voice inside. And that's what tarot helps you do. It helps you kind of get a concrete image of what's going on in your subconscious so that you could process it in some kind of way. If you need like a journal or something to help you process that, then I do have a tarot spread journal available. This is for purchase on Amazon. It's a really cool tarot spread journal that you can use to help you kind of get your thoughts out. You could draw on it, you could color in it, or you could like take screenshots or snapshots of the tarot cards. Sometimes tarot cards have stickers too. You could sticker them on here to kind of let you know and track your tarot journey. So that's enough talking. On with the first tarot reading. Again, we are using Carnelian Agate or Carnelian Agate for this reading. Really beautiful stone to help with the root and sacral chakra. Really great for motivation and grounding, energy and courage. So first card is, what is the current energy? Second card is, how can your focus best serve you? Third card is, how did an unexpected event in your life this year impact your life? I feel like I could word that a lot better. What open loops need to be closed? How can you best close those open loops? Sixth card is, what is the best use? Sixth card is, what is the best use of your energy for the rest of the month and the rest of the year? And final card is, what is the guidance from source? Always, always, always asking for guidance from source. So, okay. Okay, so I know I've said this before, but each of these cards tells a story on their own, and then together it's an amalgamation of your story, of your journey at this time. And I really feel like right now at this time, you're moving away from some stuff that was really heavy, moving away from these really heavy emotions, really heavy feelings that you may have had, mostly really heavy thoughts. You may have been riddled with anxiety or anxiety-provoking things, like they may have made a change in your life. You may have made a major change in your life, and then you're like, did I do the right thing? Source is saying, yes, you did the right thing. It really feels like this year was a year for moving on, moving away from things. This is the open loop that's left to be closed. The open loop that's left to be closed is this feeling of moving forward, feeling like, almost like feeling like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, like you're waiting for something else, like you moved away from some things that were really troubling. And the unexpected event that happened, the reason that it happened was to teach you that, one, you can be financially independent, to teach you a lot about your independence, but also to remind you of the strength that you have within you, to remind you of the strength that you have to ground, to remind you of the strength that you have to really dig in and allow yourself to be financially stable. I think sometimes we get stuck in this loop of all the things that we have to do, all the things that are expected from us, all the things that we are supposed to do that keep us stuck in this loop. But the Queen of Pentacles is a very nurturing person. She's so nurturing, but she's also really independent. And you are also really an independent person. And because you're such an independent person, sometimes things happen to remind you of your independence, to remind you that you can make things happen, that you can manifest. I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but you can really materialize those things that you really want to materialize. This is the best use of your energy for the end of the year. This is the best use of your energy for the end of December. Throughout December, your best use of the energy is to focus all of that fiery energy that you have, because the way that you can close that loop is to not feel like you have to do it all on your own, not feel like, or not pay attention to the past, this past feeling of feeling destitute, this past feeling of like, oh, all these things happen. And I know it's easier said than done. It's always easier said than done. But Source is asking you to really not dip into all of those subconscious thoughts that you may have had before, all of that feeling of, being riddled with anxiety, being riddled with thoughts of the past, being riddled of like how you could have done things differently. Like really, the truth is that the steps that you took are really bringing you into a new way of being. The steps that you've taken before, the steps that you took are really helping you kind of close this loop, close this circle, and really allow you to step into this new thought, this new form of thinking that allows you to really look within, take those moments from inside and really turn them into this beautiful new financial endeavor, new stable endeavor, more stability, more security. I feel like there's also a note to take here to keep saving money. If you haven't already been doing it, to allow yourself to save money, because that really feels like something that would be secure for you, really feels like that financial security is important to you. I know it's important to a lot of us, but financial insecurity can leave you feeling destitute. So Source is really asking you to pay attention to your finances. And how do you do that? How is the best use of your energy going to serve you? Or what is the best use of your energy is going to be to plan things out, really plan things out, plan out your next move here, plan out your next move, and really focus on how you can bring that stability. Again, 4, number of stability. 4 is a number of foundations of stability. Sometimes you need 4 things in place, 4 pillars to really make a strong holding, to really allow, equal sides of everything. Like I'm seeing a box. I'm seeing a box for you, and you may feel like there is a box you need to fit in, or there may be a box idea, like an idea inside the box, but Source is asking you to think outside the box. Really look at the subconscious, really look within, and allow yourself to move forward. Allow yourself. I want to ask for a clarifier on this moon card for the guidance from Source. And I'm going to ask for clarifier. I don't normally do this. I usually ask from the same deck, but I have this deck sitting out. So I feel like Source wants me to use this deck because I don't normally have this one sitting out, or 2 decks sitting out while I'm doing a reading. But let's see what the clarifier for that is. Yeah. And so here we have, again, 6 of Swords. So Source really wants you to know that that you do have help, that Source is helping you. See, 6 of Swords, 2 different decks, but same answer. I mean, these cards look different, right? But either way, somebody is helping you through. Source is really helping you through. So when you feel stuck in the subconscious mind, when you feel mired in those things that you're like, but I can't see everything, Source wants you to know that there is help available for you, that you can move forward, and that forward momentum is really going to allow you to make some new waves, to really make some new waves in your life, make some new waves with this year coming up, make some new waves, and really close those loops. Again, closing those loops of moving forward. There isn't much else that you have to wait for. I know it feels like that. I know it feels like there's something else that is coming, and there is something else that's coming. There's always something else that's coming. But Source wants you to know that you can move forward and let the past be the past. So that is the reading for the Carnelian Agate. So here we have our Amazonite reading. Again, Amazonite's really good stone for the heart chakra, Really great for feelings of love and trust, clarity, integrity, communication, dispelling negative energy. It's really great for the heart and the throat chakra. And we are asking Source, what is your current energy? How can your focus best serve you this month? What did the unexpected event in your life this year? What lesson did it bring? Any open loops? And what are the open loops that need to be closed in your life this year? How can you best close those open loops? What's the best use of your energy this month and the rest of the year? And what is the guidance from Source? Okay, I see here. Okay, I love this. I love this because, first of all, I love all readings. I know I say I love this to all the readings, but I do. I really love the way that our readings work because I feel like Source is really asking you to learn how to balance your thoughts and your emotions, and learn not to move so quickly with things. Let yourself, here we have two opposite cards here, yeah? But they're all like opposite. I don't know why I always say that, but I feel like there is a feeling of like this push-pull energy. You really get a hold of your emotions, you get a hold of your logical mind, and then your emotions come through, or your logical mind comes through with all the things that you should be doing, all the things that you shouldn't be doing. Maybe you could do this better, maybe you could do this, and then it makes you feel like you have to really move fast, and it makes you feel like these unexpected events that happen that make you feel like, oh, I have to keep going, I have to keep going. Source really is asking you to close that loop by looking at things with a new perspective, with a new lens, and really allowing yourself to do that, because the best use of your energy this month and the rest of the year is going to be to look within to all the gifts that you have inside of you, and to be able to manifest, again, manifestation, again, materialize all of the gifts that you have inside of you. You have a wealth of knowledge available to you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can repurpose, you can use things that you already have inside of you, but you can use them in a brand new way. The guidance from Source is that any miracles that you're expecting, those are going to come through. Those are really waiting for you to take the next move. You know, things don't happen, and I know I've said this before, but things don't happen just by wishing for them. Things don't happen just by thinking of them. The magician has to use his tools or her tools that she has available to her. She has to use the information that she has available to her. She has to use her groundedness. She has to use her innovation, her creativity. She has to use her heart, her emotions. She has to use her logical thought to cut through the bullshit and to get things done. That is how the magician gets things done. That is how you can get things done. That is going to be the best use of your energy this month, really allowing yourself to take a new perspective so you can close that loop of, balancing the emotions. Because the biggest lesson that life taught you is that not to give up. Not to give up the things, like you're almost there, not to give up. Things are working out. Things are working out. Your focus is on this new fiery path that you're leading. Your current energy is that of your heart, really heart-centered, reciprocity, really filling your cup, really taking the time to really listen to your heart, to listen to your mind, to really listen to your body. I'm feeling called all right here to listen to that energy that makes you feel vital, like that vitality, like really vitality, really lots of energy flowing through you, really allowing yourself to pay attention to that, to fill your cup first, to fill your cup before you fill anybody else's cup. Because if you have projects on the horizon for 2023, if things had felt really difficult this year, if you've learned to balance if you're really closing this loop of balancing your emotions and looking at things from a new perspective, and using your all of the tools that you have inside of you, then really, it really does lead to this. I mean, we've got three major arcana cards here in your reading. These are major life lessons, looking at things in a new perspective, really using all the tools that you have inside of you, and knowing that past emotions, past trauma, past hurts are really setting you up for this new phase of your life. And really allowing yourself to really melt into that, really melt into closing this loop, really melting into letting this negative energy kind of just fall away and allowing yourself to move forward. Really allowing yourself to surrender to the divine, surrender to that infinite wisdom, that new perspective, so that you can manifest through your energy and that you can expect that miracles are available for you. So that is the reading for the Amazonite. All right, so final reading or third reading, we're using Peacock ore, really beautiful stone for transformation. Got all these beautiful iridescent colors in it, these purples and teals and all the peacock colors, really great for joy and happiness. Really good for perception and transformation and rebirthing, transformation and rebirthing. I feel like that's important probably in this reading. So we are doing a current energy card. How can your focus best serve you this month? What lesson did the unexpected event or the most impactful unexpected event in your life teach you? Or what was its purpose? What open loop needs to be closed? How can you close that open loop? What's the best use of your energy for December and for the rest of the year? And what is the guidance from source? All right, let's see. You have 4 pentacles in your reading. I'm saying four, and I went like this, but I mean 4. You have 4 pentacles in your reading. Really this energy of grounding yourself, really this energy of feeling stable and secure, really allowing yourself to do that. The open loop that you have is there are some things that you feel, or projects that you feel like you want to there is something that your beautiful heart is wanting, is really feeling called to. And this could be something that has to do with your career, but it could also be something that has to do with your creativity, your something that really calls you and something that really feels good to you. You may not know what that is, but there's something that's nagging at you that feels like it wants to be finished this year. Your current energy is that of moving forward, waiting for that ship to come in, making a choice and moving forward with it. Again, this feels like it has to do with career. This could be something that has to do with money. There may be some changes that you want to make in the way that you're working and how you're working. I'm going like this with my hands. It feels like it has to do with money. Maybe you made a choice that you thought was going to be something that could help you financially. And maybe it did help you financially, but there's a part of your heart that feels like you did it in a different way than you could have, if that makes sense, because the way that you did it really feels like it doesn't feel right. Your focus is on like this energy that doesn't feel right, this energy that feels like something's unsettled. This could be with people, a certain person or a lot of people, or it could be a lot of aspects of business. I'm really feeling called to like a business sense here. So it could be like there's moving parts in the business, moving parts in your life that refer to business, that refer to some creative project, but mostly business projects that feel like they could be done differently. Not necessarily better, but differently. And it also feels like it's taking you back to the drawing board. This is the lesson in your life, the lesson that taught you worked really hard for this. You really worked really hard to make these changes in business, to make these changes in this isn't business related. You made a choice, a decision in some way this year that you thought was going to lead to something. But instead it led to something else. It still led to that thing, but in a way that you didn't expect it to. And you worked really hard for it. You had to do a lot of work. You had to like study, you had to learn new things, new aspects of business that you weren't, I guess, very good at or very knowledgeable at to begin with. And now you're having to relearn certain things, it feels like. But there's still something calling you. There's still something calling you. This is the open loop that needs to be closed. This is the open loop that is asking to be closed. It's your creative heart. It's that little heart-centered part of you. Something in your heart doesn't feel right. How can you close that loop? By sharing the gifts that you have with other people, by really staying grounded, staying stable and secure, really focusing on the things that really matter to you. What are the things that matter to you? What are those things? What are those things that make you feel like home? What in your business or what in the way that you work can make you feel more comfortable? How you can close that loop is by feeling comfortable, by allowing yourself to feel comfortable. I'm being called to core desired feelings. Core desired feelings are the feelings that you want to experience in everyday life. There's usually about 5 of them. If you don't know about core desired feelings, my life and career coach, Rachel East from Clarity on Fire, first introduced me to core desired feelings. And this is actually from Danielle Laporte. And I'll leave a link in the blog and in the description box below, because I feel like it's really important to talk about this, especially if you're feeling like these minor discontentments, these minor arguments, these minor annoyances, frustrations that are happening in your career life or within a system that you've built for career. Because the best use of your energy is the Nine of Pentacles. The best use of your energy is allowing yourself to feel comfortable with what you've created, feel comfortable with how you've amassed your financial security, to really feel comfortable in that, and really feel that independence, that joy, that freedom that comes from being grounded, that feeling that comes from being secure or feeling secure in your root and your sacral chakra, really transforming, because the guidance from source is that a new financial venture is on its way, a new career opportunity is on its way. But I want to remind you that just because you move from one place to the other doesn't mean that you don't take yourself with you. You take your energy with you wherever you go. What this means is that you can't go somewhere different and take this energy with you and expect this energy not to be with you, because the energy is within you. You have to do something. You have to make that choice to move forward in a different way, to use your energy in a different way. You have to find a way to make things work for you in a way that makes sense to you. Again, using your heart's desire, using that fiery energy that you have inside of you. There are other choices that you can make. Sometimes it feels like we're stuck with one choice with the way things are, but we really have to step outside that box, and really look at things in a different lens, because source is really asking you to do that. And that's how you can rebirth. That's how you can apply this transformation. That's how you can change and transform things into a different way of being, because just because there's a new start to it doesn't mean that things are going to be different. They'll be different in a different way, but you still take your energy with you. They want me to say that, like, taking your energy with you is really important. So really focus on transforming the energy that you have inside of you. Really focus on the grounding aspects of your life. Really focus on what it is that allows you to ground. Maybe there's some slowing down that has to happen so that you can feel stable, that you feel secure, so you can have a solid foot on the ground to allow you to move forward with more independence. And then when that new venture comes, then when that new thing comes, when you plant the seed for that new thing, And then it's able to bloom and blossom in a way that you never knew before. So that is the reading for the Peacock Or. As always, I hope that these readings resonate with you. Please only take what makes sense to you in your heart and soul and leave the rest behind. Aside from the integrative breathwork video, this is the last video that you'll see my face in. This year, I am taking some time off of the YouTubes and the newsletter the last couple of weeks of December. However, I'll still be available for in-person sessions and virtual sessions. And if you come into the studio, you get to pick from the Christmas tree of gift certificates. That's it for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.